Hello, the purpose of this article is to show you a few different features of Park Library's pirate search function, including how to save articles. So if I'm searching, and my topic is military contracting and how that affects democracies, and I hit search, there's a few filters to be aware of. So it's going to weed out like ebooks, and it's going to weed out journals that are book reviews. It's going to weed those out if you hit this. It's only going to show scholarly peer-reviewed stuff. So from here, pirate search is basically like Google Scholar for the Park Library, where they're showing you all of the articles that we have access to that you can read immediately. And it's also showing you some options that we don't immediately subscribe to and that you're going to have to borrow. So here's an example of one. When I click Access Now, this form is going to pop up, which means we don't subscribe so that you can read it immediately. But if you submit this form with this information about yourself, it's going to trigger us to go in and borrow a digital copy of this article from another library, and you'll receive a PDF of that article to your email. So just don't be afraid when that interlibrary loan form pops up. All that means is we don't have access to it immediately, but we will find you access if you submit that form. Something else I want you to be aware of is this natural language search button here. So the point of that is so that you can type in full sentences and it can parse out what you mean. So if I had typed in like, how does military contracting affect democracies? And I toggled this button, it would have simplified the search and it made it really effective, because usually it's not like Google where you can type in full sentences. Normally, if I type in a full sentence here, it's not going to pull up any results because it's too confused. There's too many words. So if you want to type in your topic, as a full sentence or as a question, make sure you hit that natural language search button. So how to save articles. So right here, this button save, and also if you're looking at the record here, it looks the exact same. If I hit save, that is going to show up over here in my saved folder. So something to be aware of is that worked because I'm logged in. It automatically logs me in because I'm currently logged into my email. I'm logged into about 4 different Park applications at this exact moment, and so it automatically logged me in. It will not automatically log you in every time. So whenever you want to save something, go up here to the right and make sure that you're logged in, because if you're not logged in and you hit save, it's just going to save to the void. It's not actually going to show back up when you log back in as yourself. So that's how you save articles, and to my knowledge, they don't ever unsave. You would have to perform that action yourself by clicking this and making it go away. Something that I also want you to be aware of is that EBSCO is, when we talk about pirate search, EBSCO is the company that hosts the platform for that. So when you save stuff in pirate search up here at the top, it says EBSCO. EBSCO is actually also the platform for lots of our databases. So we've got 160, right? If you're within an individual database, for instance, I know that Academic Search Ultimate we buy through EBSCO. If you're in an EBSCO database, it actually syncs up your account. So it's showing the exact same articles that I've saved in the past in this specific database. So you don't have to go back into a particular database to find an article, right? You don't have to remember which database you found which article in. But this only applies to EBSCO databases. An example of a database that is not EBSCO is Sage. So Sage has lots of cross-disciplinary content, but because it's not EBSCO, right? It's Sage. They have their own platform, and so when you save an article in Sage, it's not going to save across your EBSCO stuff. It's only going to save within this specific database. So Sage and JSTOR are the two biggest, most popularly used ones that don't sync up with EBSCO. And you'll know that because up in the top right, it won't say EBSCO. So that is also something to be aware of, is if you want to save stuff within a database that doesn't say EBSCO anywhere on this interface, then you'll have to save it within this database, or save it in another way. Email it to yourself, put it on like a bookmarks bar, any of those. So one other thing I actually did kind of want to point out is the citation feature. So if you click the quotation marks up here, that's the universal symbol for citation. So APA is what it's going to automatically toggle to, but if you need to do Chicago or a different citation style, it's going to auto-populate the citation here for you. You'll want to double check everything to make sure it looks correct, but oftentimes it's doing that correctly.